Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us, as always, is Seraphis, our level 34 Worgen Mage. Say g'day, Seraphis.
Our fates are intertwined.
Our fates are indeed intertwined, and of course, welcome to you guys to this episode as well. If you joined us in the last episode, you'll remember here we are at the Ruins of Eldre'thar, and of course, we were a little bit dead the last time we caught up with Seraphis here. What have we got to do? Let's recap. Whoops. No, don't close the map, Sam. But here we go. Recapping here. We have 1 out of 5 of the Highbourne Spirits bound. And, of course, if we have a look here, Arcane Legacy, use the Highbourne Prison to bind 5 Highbourne Spirits. You can see we've got 1 out of 5 of those done. The Rage of the Elements has unearthed a hidden Highbourne city in the heart of the Stonetalon Mountains. And, of course, that's exactly where we are now. Somewhere that we've never seen before, which is very cool. Directly southwest of here, through Windshear Canyon, you will find the Ruins of Eldre'thar. That's where we are. Within the ruins lie treasures untouched by mortals for 10,000 years. Take this device and use it on the highborn ghosts that inhabit the ruins. It will put their souls to rest and also collect valuable data, which I may peruse at a later date. So we've got to do that. And we also have to collect these Eldre'thar relics from around here as well. So lots for us to do. Let's start off with these ghosts perhaps. Now I can't remember whether or not we just use the prisms on them. Let's have a look. Yes, we do. There you go. And of course we get this spirit that comes out. Now actually, do we use the prison on these guys maybe? I honestly can't remember.
Isn't ready yet.
Alright, let's see if we can bind one of these guys with the prison here. There we go. Alright, so I think we have to do it when they are... Oh, look, I don't know. Maybe it's random. I think half of them kind of turn into something nasty and, you know, at a random amount, some of them actually do what they're meant to do. Either way, it's a very cool prison there. Okay, so that one turned out badly. I don't think we can use the prison again. We'll try it. No, okay, so I think it's got to be one way or the other, and it's just kind of a random event. Because you can see there, that wasn't bound. You can see it didn't catch for us, and therefore it didn't count. Right, definitely need to give ourselves a bit of a heal, by the way. Let's just have a bandage to ourselves. That should top us up just enough. And listen to that music, folks. Some more sort of high elf music. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's different to the Darnassian music. Very pretty. Alright, let's see if this one catches. No, it didn't. Alright. And of course, I just noticed the other cool thing about all of this is that when we do bind one of the Highbourne Spirits, you can see it actually appears as a little sort of follower. A Highbourne Spirit follows us around, which is very cool. Now, I'm not sure about these ones up the top here in the actual ruins because, yeah, they were... You can see these guys are yellow. Let's just take the one that's actually red, which is Councilman here. Councilman Starkyler, or whatever his name is. And let's see if we can actually bind him. Alright, so he moved out of the way. Oh, no, there we go. Alright, and he didn't take either, unfortunately. Oh, come on. Oh, that was annoying. Bloody lag. So of course we are facing the enemy. We go to actually fire off our spell, and the game thinks that we're still not facing it, which is a little bit annoying. Let's have ourselves some wild rice cake, because believe it or not, these guys are actually hitting us quite hard. So yeah, just got to keep an eye on our health there. Now I'm also noticing that we've got ourselves a tin vein and a copper vein nearby, so we're going to go grab those as well, because of course we don't want to let any ore pass us by. There we go, all healed up. Why can't I loot that? What's the game doing? Stupid thing. Alright, there we go. We've got a tin vein over there and copper vein over this way. Okay. So we'll just take a brief break in the questing. Oh no, that's a relic. Where's the copper vein? It's hiding from me. Oh, look at that. Hidden behind the rocks there. Very sneaky. And not forgetting, of course, that you still get XP for actually mining nowadays. And, of course, if you haven't played WoW for a long time, that'll be a big surprise to you. Never used to get XP for gathering professions back in the old days. And, of course, now you do. Not complaining about it, that's for sure. What's this? A spirit. Emerald spirit. Let's see what happens if... Whoops. What happens if we... it's out of range. I was going to say what happens if we take on one of those. Right, I have no idea. What? Why is this... Why did that Stonetalon ram have a crack at us? What the heck? I don't understand that. I didn't do anything to him. Good lord, that's the most bizarre thing ever. I've never had that happen to me in the entire time I've ever played WoW. That was just totally bizarre. Alright, well, you get skinned. That's what happens. Alright, now let's see if this highborn citizen can actually count as a spirit. Yep, it does. Now, I'm still confused by this. Like, there's another highborn spirit. We'll put another trap down, and it's very cool, but nothing happens. Interesting. Alright, so like I said, I guess it's random whether or not the prison actually traps them or whether it spawns a ghost. Boy, it really is taking a big chunk out of our health, though, these guys. Well, especially those ghosts, anyhow. All right, let's see what happens now. Oh, look at that. We got 2 of them. All right, so totally random. Beautiful. 4 out of 5. Okay, so let's just try that again. As we pull that big box out of our pockets. All right, so we got 2 enraged and... Oh, no. Oh, yeah, we did. We got 1 highborn spirit, so that's good. 1 out of those 3 actually worked. Uh-oh, we are going to die. Let's have a health potion very quick. And of course, health pots are instant. Hopefully that saved our rear. Oh, it's getting close, folks. It's getting close. Whoa, that was really, really close. Way too close for comfort. And I can't believe how hard those things hit. Unbelievable. We've got 1,073 hit points there, and we were just getting torn to pieces. Wow. Anyway, that's fantastic. That is that quest done with. Now we just need to collect up some Eldre'thar relics. And of course, they'll be nice and sparkly on the ground, we hope. Very cool area though, isn't it? I love all of these old ruins in WoW. Even though they're quite basic models, just something very iconic about them. I guess it goes back from the early vanilla days. I used to be so totally in awe whenever I'd run through ruins. I used to love it. Right, let's see if we can take down these guys, seeing as we're here anyway. Right, they're definitely a lot easier to take down when we're not throwing the prison on them and they're turning into those horrible ghosts, that's for sure. Look at that, they just drop like flies. Yeah, much easier. Alright, looking for our final relics. Looks like there's one over there. Now, I wonder if this ram is going to give us a random boot like the other one. Perhaps I don't know, maybe one of my AoEs accidentally aggroed it or something. I honestly don't know. Alright, so what are we looking for? More of the relics as we make our way through the wonderful ruins. I hope the music comes back again. Certainly a high point for me. Alright, looking for more relics. Look at that huge big tower there. So cool. Still a very, very, very different Stonetalon from the old days. Totally different content. And it's just, yeah, the populations of the zones are totally different. Like back out in that earlier area where we were, it was never that empty before. And of course, this is a completely new area, so we can't comment on it. Yeah, definitely these guys are a lot easier when they're not in ghost form, that's for sure. Right, there we go. Some more relics. I think we only need, let's hover over on it. What do we need? One more. Oh, if I can find it. There we go, we are all done, and I think it's time for hand-ins, is it? Yet we have to go all the way back to the Windshear Hold, in fact. That seems a heck of a long way to go back, but anyway, you know what we have to do now though, folks. Something that we promised in the last episode, and something that we haven't done for quite some time. You can see it's bugged out a little bit there. Maybe if I... No, show digsites, come on. Why isn't it working? Right, it's grayed out there, but maybe if we show the objectives and put it in small mode, you can see there we've got a little area of red. You know what that's for? That's right, it's for this. It's for our archaeology. So we're absolutely going to do some of this. Let's get rid of this mob just while we're here, and then we'll do a quick rundown. Just a reminder, refresher on how archaeology works, given that it's a relatively new profession in the world of Warcraft.
I don't have a target.
Alright, so of course, first things first, you need to be in an area that actually has a dig site, and of course these change up all the time and move all around the world, and that's why it's a lot easier to do archaeology when you're a higher level, because you'll have nice speedy mounts and you'll be able to get around the place a lot faster than we can now at poor old level 34. But still, anyway, once you've found that, you need to get yourself inside that zone and then bring up your archaeology, of course, and this lets us know what type of artifacts that we've been collecting. So you can see here we've got 28 out of 30 of these night elf ones. Now we've been collecting them before. We've already gone through one solve, I think, or have we not? Maybe we haven't. Not sure. Anyway, once we hit 30 fragments here, of course, that will complete that bar, and that means that the solve button here will come up, and you can see up the top here what it is that we're going to be solving. In this case, it's a necklace with an Elune pendant, and that's a night elf common artifact there. Now, it does give you a little bit of a lore snippet, so even if the actual item itself is a little bit lame, or it's not of much use to you, you're still getting these pieces of lore, which is really cool. And of course, that's the same for every single one of the races and factions that you can actually collect artifacts for. So you can see already there's 10 of them, and we've got trolls, and we've got, you name it, horde, all sorts of different ones there. At the moment, we've only ever been to dig sites that contain night elf artifacts. So that's why that's popped up. So you can click on that. We will get that. Now later on, you get some really cool stuff to actually collect as well. Not just silly stuff and not just lore. So you can get pets, for example. I've got a pet on my main who's got archaeology. I think you can get mounts, you can get all sorts of neat little toys. And then of course down here we will have a running total of all the completed artifacts that we will have ever done. So you can see there we haven't actually got any. So this will be, hopefully we'll get at least 2 fragments, I'd imagine. And this means we'll be able to complete this artifact here, and that will appear in there. So it's a cool little thing, especially if you're sort of into the lore, and you know, I'm certainly into that. So how do you do archaeology again? Well, all you need to do is grab your survey tool, which we've got down here on our hotbar, and of course that's up in the P professions window. There it is, survey and archaeology. Grab them, drag them to your hotbar if you wish. You can see we're at level 10 in archaeology out of 75, so we haven't certainly done much at all. Let's use the survey tool. You remember it brings up kind of a survey thing here. It's red. That there means that it's far away. our next triangulation point, and we just follow the direction that it was pointing in. And again, red means far away, yellow means mid-distance, and of course green means it's nearby. So we've run in that direction a fair way. Let's use the survey tool again, see which direction it pops. Over that way now, and it's red again, so that means we've got to run a bit of a distance this way. Let's try it again here. Surveying, and it's still quite far down that way. Let's actually take out this mob here because they're going to get in the way. There we go. Clearing the path, so to speak. Yikes, there's two of them there.
I need a target.
Wow, we cleaned that one up really fast, didn't we? Wow.
I don't have a target.
All right, there we go. At least now we have a clear path for doing our surveying. So let's tap the ground. And you can see, okay, now it's turned yellow, which of course means that it's slightly closer than before. So we're going to head over into its direction, about here I'd say. Let's see where it's pointing us now. Right, so now it's turning green. So I'd say it's going to be somewhere around about here at a wild guess. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that for a guess. There it is, a Night Elf Archaeology find. And of course, if we grab that, you can see it's got 4 Night Elf fragments. There you go. 4 Night Elf Archaeology fragments have appeared in our chat log. Our skill in Archaeology has increased to 11, which of course we can go in and check there. It has. And if we bring up the Archaeology window, now we've got 32 out of 30 of these. That means we can now solve our first piece, which is very exciting. This necklace with the Elune pendant. So let's do that right away. Click on solve. And there you go, you saw it flash. And if we go down to the completed artifacts, you can see a number of things have happened. Firstly, we get this. In our completed common artifacts area, we actually have the item itself. And you can see here that quite a cool thing. If you're into your collections, if you're sort of, I'll call it Pokemon-ish, which I am absolutely, this is great. And in fact, I wish they'd do the same with the books in the game. It's the one thing I really don't like about WoW, is that there's so many awesome books in this game that you can read, but you can't collect them. You can only read them. If only you were able to collect them in a window like this, I would be absolutely wrapped. Seriously, I'd be in heaven. But anyway, in the meantime, we've got it for these necklaces and these fragments and these artifacts here. So you can see if we hover over it, it says necklace with Elune pendant, Night Elf common, and it actually says the lore flavor text right there. Elune is the primary goddess of the Night Elves, and of course you don't get this until you've actually solved the fragments as well, so until the artifact has actually been solved, which is very cool. So it says there, Elune is the primary goddess of the Night Elves. She is associated with the larger of the 2 moons, the White Lady. Now, while she is a goddess of peace, she is not a pacifist. One of her aspects is the Night Warrior, who takes the valiant among the dead and sets them riding across the sky as stars. Very cool. It even tells you here the number of times you've completed that particular artifact, and it tells you the first completion date and time. So I really like that idea. It's just very cool. And you can see now that we're back to 2 out of 30 of the fragments, and once that gets back up to 30, we'll be able to solve the next one, which is this one here, the Scandalous Silk Nightgown, which is also a Night Elf common artifact. And it says here that the Keldarai, which of course is another name for the Night Elves, are one of the most ancient races in Azeroth. One of the darkest moments in their history occurred when the Queldarai, or the Highbourne, the highest caste of elven nobility, unleashed dangerous magic that brought the Burning Legion into the world and resulted in countless deaths. So of course, again, a great little lore snippet there if you don't know what's going on, if you don't really understand the different factions of the elves and exactly how the Burning Legion came into the world, which is of course what the Burning Crusade expansion is all about. So really, this is just such a fantastic profession. Just gives you something else to collect, of course, number one. And number two, gives you all of these fantastic lore snippets. And look, we're only dealing with the Night Elf one here. You've got all of these other ones that you're going to learn about as well. And of course, you get to travel around a lot at the same time because of these dig sites. All right, so we've got a couple more to go. Let's survey again. and it's saying it's way over in that direction. So let's mount up and head over in that general direction. Let's if Mr. Stonetalon Mountain Goat there doesn't kick us in the nether regions again. Anyway, alright, so it's saying it's still far away over in this direction. Let's mount up using our Running Wild racial mount this time. And we'll see what happens if we do it about here. Okay, so I reckon it's going to be over near those archways again. So we're going to have to get rid of these mobs over here. Not the yellow ones, of course, but the aggro red ones there. We'll definitely have to get rid of them. They don't care about the fact that we are doing archaeology. Not one bit. Wow, okay, he zoomed in incredibly fast. Almost like a warrior charge there. Not sort of sure what his ability was, but boy, we want that one. Alright, let's take out the last one over there, the Highbourne Sorcerer. And we'll use the counter spell there just to lock them down. You can see it, little effect appear on her there. And of course that means that interrupted her.
I need a target.
Alright, let's use our survey tool here. And yeah, look at that. I reckon it's going to be right about here. And look at that, what a guess. There it is, Night Elf Archaeology find. Such a good feeling when you find these, by the way. And look at that, 1550 XP just for doing that. And we also got ourselves another 4 fragments, by the way. Oh, and that's something I forgot to mention before. When you solve an actual piece of archaeology there, when you solve an artifact, like this one that we solved just before, we actually got ourselves about 5 points. You can see there that we had an archaeology skill of 11, and then once we solved it, we create the necklace with the Alloon pendant there. That there actually took us to 16. So the solving of it gave us a whole 5 points, which is very cool. And you can see actually, it's another thing I forgot to tell you, it actually should appear somewhere. There it is. It actually does appear in your bag. So unlike the fragments, of course, which just sit here in the actual interface, which is great because we don't want to be carrying them around, a bit of a waste of space. The actual artifacts do create an item. Now, they are soul-bound. However, you can see there that in this case, you actually sell it to the vendor for an entire gold. So, hey, you know, it's not all bad. That's actually pretty cool if you ask me. All right, so what are we up to? We've got, I think we've got another... Yep, we've got at least one more piece that we can find there, as Vista has a bit of a hernia. Anyway, it's saying that it's relatively nearby. Now, of course, if you're wondering why the water is sparkling over there, you may remember that a couple of episodes ago, we got ourselves a fish finder there, the Weather-Beaten Journal, fished that up in our fishing daily quest, and that means we've got this here, the Find Fish on our tracker, which of course comes in super handy when we are actually a fisherman like we... Oh, look at that, we've got a person, we've got a highborn citizen going for a swim out there. Come on, Vista, hold it together. Yeah, so of course, when you come across an actual pool in the water, you can see there a greater sagefish school from a fishing pool. It actually shows up just like ore does on our mini-map. You can see there, we've got a greater sagefish school, 2 of them actually in the water, which is great because, of course, we do want those swimming schools because later on in the game, it means that we actually get an opportunity to not only capture certain, or rather fish, certain types of fish which we need for our fishing. And if we go down here into the professions, fishing achievements here, you can see that we've got, like for example, where are we? Outland Angler, for example. You can see you've got a fish from, in this case, in the Outlands, 6 different types of schools there. You've got School of Data, Highland Mixed School, Sporefish School, etc., etc. So they're all of the different types of schools that you need to do in order to get that Outland Angler award there, or that achievement. And so that's why it's so handy to have the fishing tracker on your mini-map. It just really does come in handy. Anyway, let's get back to it. We've got one more set of artifacts to find. Oh, look at this. It's really close. Over in that direction somewhere, really, really close. Maybe it's just up the top of this hill somewhere. Let's do another survey here. Oh, wow. Okay, it was closer than I thought. Maybe it's right at the water's edge. Who knows? Oh, look at that. We were quite near it. Okay, so the first 2 we were having some pretty good guesses. Last one, not so much, but another 1550 XP, can you believe it? And, of course, another couple of fragments there. If we go into our archaeology here, Have a look, we've now got 8 out of 30, so of course we just need to get that up to 30 again so we can solve this particular artifact up the top here, the Scandalous Silk Nightgown. In the meantime, I think, whoops, no, we don't want to summon you. Oh, and that's another thing that I haven't had. Look at that, silly me, I forgot completely to put my armour up, my molten armour, which of course would have helped us with those ghosties that were beating up on us. Far out, that was really silly of me, because the molten armour, what does it do? Obviously causes 17 fire damage to anybody that hits us, and it increases our spell critical strike chance by 3% and reduces the chance that we're actually critically hit by 5%. So you'd have to have rocks in your head not to have that up, and of course that means I had rocks in my head because we didn't have it up. Whoopsie, never mind. Right, so as we mine this copper vein here, what do we have to do? That's right, head back to the Windshear Hold. Let's do that to wrap this episode up. That was fun over there in the Ruins of Eldre'thar. That was nice little distraction. And again, somewhere different and somewhere new in the Stonetalon Mountains, somewhere that we haven't actually seen before. Of course, somewhere that's only appeared since the release of the Cataclysm. And that's cool with us. Can't wait to see the rest of the zone, to be honest, to see how much it's changed as well. I certainly hope it's changed a little bit more for the better than the existing zones that we've seen so far. I must say, I still don't get it. I don't know why they're so kind of barren. Really don't understand that. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to get across these mountains, are we? No. Just like the old Stonetalon, we're going to have to go around the long way, unfortunately. It'd be nice to be able to cut across there. Although, you know what? Probably knowing my luck, they have actually made a path through there. It's just not on the map or something. We'll probably find it once we get back up there later on. Who knows? Now, speaking of the rams, actually, that's probably something that we should be killing, because we need to keep our skinning up to date. Let's have a look while we ride back here. Going to our spellbook menu there, going to the Professions tab, and you can see we're only 167 out of 240, so yeah, we definitely do need to keep that up. There's no doubt about it. Alright, at least there was a semi sort of back way in here. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. That's okay. Alright, time to hand in and repair up and sell up, of course. Alright, preparations for the future. Have you recovered the venom sacks I requested? We sure have. This will keep us stocked up. Thank you very much. 1300 XP there, and a bunch of alliance faction reputation as well. We're not going to say no to that. Let's use good old Salamatic. And of course that sold our artifact that we solved as well. Crunchy spider leg and gooey spider leg, we'll actually just sell them rather than keep them for the auction house. Small spider leg, same deal. I will keep this thick spider silk for the AH though, because that goes down really well on the auction house. A lot of people, a lot of tailors are always looking for that spider silk. Alright, we've got some ore to dish around, and of course we've got our little Mr. Bubbles shockingly delicious ice cream that we got at the end of the last episode. We'll absolutely hang on to that just because it's a unique little item of difference.
Light be with you.
Alright, there we go. Don't worry about me. It should be okay now. The big hero killed the Spider Queen. You might remember, of course, in our last episode we took down that great big spider. 1300 XP. Oh, and he's got another quest for us. Northwatch could really use a powerful Worgen like you. We're taking a beating in the Southern Barrens and need your help. Are you interested in lending the Alliance a hand? The bomb? Yeah, it's a problem, but Stonetalon isn't exactly prime real estate. This place was a dump before the Horde sunk their claws into it. Well, I guess it was. I'll leave the choice in your hands. If you want to help us out in the Barrens, take my horse Blue Steel. Blue Steel. He's grazing at the crossroads south of here. He'll let you past the Orc blockade. Interesting. So, report to Force Commander Velen at the Northwatch Expedition Base Camp in the Stonetalon Mountains. Let's have a look and see where that is. So that's down over there. Interesting. So, gosh, look, we've got all of these quests that are sending us out. This one's taking us into the tip of the Barrens there. That one's taking us deep into the Barrens. And this one here is taking us over to Desolus. Wow, I don't know how that happened either. That was bizarre. The map just made itself bigger, all by itself. Very strange. Anyway, blinkety blink. Right, here we go. A couple of hand-ins. That's what we're after. This one's for the relics. There we go. Wonderful. Arcanist Valdurian will be most pleased. Sure he will. And look at this. We're slowly creeping our XP up the bar there. We're now... What are we? We're about... What does it say? 69% of the way through. By the way, folks, yeah, if you hover over your XP bar there, you can actually see it gives you a percentage there, which is fantastic. Here we are. I assure you, simpleton, the spirits you captured are at rest. Do not let their protests move you. Okay. Oh, 2,700 XP there. That was fantastic. All right, you're still here. What are you waiting for? A personal engraved invitation? Lord Fallowmere beckons for. Go to him now. Gosh, he's a real charmer, isn't he, that guy? Far out. Right, actually, by the way, let's just quickly check our mail, see that anything hasn't come in. No, it hasn't. All right, we've only got our expired auction items there. That's okay. We'll hang on to them until we hit Darnassus, of course, and we can repost them again. All right, Lord Fallowmere, what do you want? Fallowmere beckons. Good to see you again, Seraphis. I have some news from Mirkfallon Lake. Alright, bombs away, Mirkfallon Post. Scout Commander Barris, stationed at Mirkfallon Post to the northwest, has spotted the Horde bomb. Oh, okay, that's interesting. The Cromgar air balloon, with bomb attached, is currently at the new Goblin fueling station at Mirkfallon Lake. This might be the opportunity we need to take that thing out once and for all. Gather your things, Seraphis, and move out. Commander Barris waits you at your arrival at Mirkfallon Post. And Seraphis, your tenacity is a testament to the strength and fortitude of the Alliance. Glory be unto you. Yeah, thanks a lot. Okay, and we get ourselves a ring, which is 6 agility, which is not really up our alley, unfortunately. Not really our cup of tea, but that's okay. Better than a kick in the pants, I guess. Alright, let's have a look and see if we can figure out where this one is taking us. Oh, okay, so looks like it's taking us over the back way there, up the, I'll make that bigger so you can see, up the back here and heading over into the centre of the zone there, obviously at Mirkfallon Post. And looks like there's a flight path over there as well. Actually, I wonder if we're able to fly there straight away, because that could be interesting. Looks like it would be a nice short way of getting there. I'd say the flight point's already opened up. Of course, it pays to actually go by foot most of the time in case you pick up any quests. But look, let's just fly there. We can always double track back and pick up anything that we spot. We'll just keep a bit of an eye on the mini-map to see if there's any quests down below. But it's kind of... What is this? This is kind of at the tip of where we were. Oh, okay, look, there we go. Cromgar hot air balloon. And there is the old Mirkfallon Lake. Wow. Okay, this is going to be interesting because this looks a lot different to what it used to look like. And yeah, that was a much faster way of getting there, wasn't it, folks? Look at that. So we just skipped across the mountains there rather than going all the way down and then back up again. So, wow. Okay, we must remember to do that in the future. But before we hand in, I think we'll call it quits here. That's us. There he is, Scout Commander Barris. This is exactly what we'll be picking up on in the next episode. Certainly hope you enjoyed that episode as we romped around the ruins there. Lots and lots of fun. I certainly hope you'll join us in the next one as we make our way deeper into the zone of Stonetalon. So, of course, as always, on behalf of myself, Sambo, Seraphis, our level 34, almost level 35 Worgen Mage. It's us saying take care. Hope you're having a great day wherever in the world you are. We'll see you next time, and bye-bye.